You have started 1,000 things. You have finished a handful. The graveyard of your intentions is full of half-written books, abandoned projects, forgotten goals, and dreams you left on the table. The problem is not that you cannot start. You can start. The problem is that you cannot finish. And the inability to finish is the difference between potential and achievement. Finishing is harder than starting. Starting is exciting. Starting is full of possibility. Starting requires no commitment to the messy middle. Finishing requires endurance. Finishing requires showing up when the excitement has faded. Finishing requires doing the work when no one is watching. The ability to finish is the ability to endure. The undisciplined person loves the beginning. They love the new idea, the fresh start, the first burst of energy. The disciplined person loves the ending. They love the completion, the delivery, the final product. The beginning is potential. The ending is reality. Choose reality. The first truth: finishing requires a clear definition of done. You cannot finish what you have not defined. Done is not a feeling. It is not a moment of satisfaction. It is a specific, measurable state. The book is finished when the final page is written. The project is finished when the deliverables are submitted. The goal is finished when the metric is met. The undisciplined person has no definition of done. They work until they are tired. They stop when they lose interest. The disciplined person knows exactly what done looks like. They can see the finish line. The definition is the architecture. The clarity is the liberation. The second truth: finishing requires a plan. A plan is not a wish. It is a path. It is the sequence of steps that leads from start to finish. Without a plan, you wander. With a plan, you move. The plan is the architecture of completion. The undisciplined person starts without a plan. They hope they will figure it out along the way. The disciplined person creates a plan before they start. They know the steps. They know the order. They know the timeline. The plan is the discipline. The path is the liberation. The third truth: finishing requires a commitment to the middle. The middle is where projects go to die. The middle is not exciting. The middle is not glamorous. The middle is work. The middle is where the novelty has worn off and the finish line is still far away. The middle is the desert, and you must cross it. The undisciplined person starts and quits in the middle. The disciplined person expects the middle. They know it will be hard. They plan for it. They endure it. The endurance is the discipline. The crossing is the liberation. The fourth truth: finishing requires momentum. Momentum is the force that carries you through the middle. Momentum is built by showing up every day. It is the accumulation of small actions. It is the snowball that becomes an avalanche. The momentum is the architecture. The undisciplined person starts and stops. They break the momentum. They have to start again. The disciplined person protects the momentum. They show up every day. They do not break the chain. The momentum is the discipline. The continuity is the liberation. The fifth truth: finishing requires a schedule. A schedule is not a constraint. It is a container. It is the structure that holds your time. Without a schedule, the work spreads to fill the available time. With a schedule, the work fits into the allocated time. The schedule is the architecture. The undisciplined person works when they feel like it. The disciplined person works on a schedule. They allocate time. They protect the time. The schedule is the discipline. The container is the liberation. The sixth truth: finishing requires a deadline. A deadline is not a pressure. It is a promise. It is a commitment to yourself and others. Without a deadline, there is no urgency. Without urgency, there is no completion. The deadline is the architecture. The undisciplined person has no deadline. They work indefinitely. The disciplined person sets a deadline. They commit to it. They honor it. The deadline is the discipline. The urgency is the liberation. The seventh truth: finishing requires a review. You cannot finish if you do not know where you are. You must review your progress regularly. Are you on track? Are you behind? Do you need to adjust? The review is the architecture. The undisciplined person does not review. They work blind. The disciplined person reviews weekly. They check their progress. They make adjustments. The review is the discipline. The awareness is the liberation. The eighth truth: finishing requires a ritual. A ritual is a routine that has become sacred. It is the daily practice that moves you forward. It is the structure that carries you when motivation fails. The ritual is the architecture. The undisciplined person has no ritual. They rely on motivation. The disciplined person builds a ritual. They show up every day. The ritual is the discipline. The structure is the liberation. The ninth truth: finishing requires an accountability. You cannot finish alone. You need someone who knows what you are doing, someone who will ask you about your progress, someone who will hold you to your commitment. The accountability is the architecture. The undisciplined person tries to finish alone. The disciplined person finds a witness. They share their commitment. They report their progress. The witness is the discipline. The accountability is the liberation. The 10th truth: finishing requires a vision of completion. You must see yourself finishing. You must imagine the moment of completion. You must feel the satisfaction. The vision is the motivation. The vision is the fuel. The vision is the architecture. The undisciplined person does not see the finish. They only see the work. The disciplined person visualizes completion. They see the finished product. They feel the satisfaction. The vision is the liberation. The 11th truth: finishing requires forgiveness. You will not finish perfectly. You will make mistakes. You will fall behind. You will want to quit. Forgive yourself. The forgiveness is the architecture. The return is the discipline. The undisciplined person quits when they make a mistake. The disciplined person forgives themselves and continues. Forgiveness is the liberation. The 12th truth: finishing requires patience. Finishing takes time. It takes longer than you expect. It takes longer than you want. Patience is the architecture. Time is the discipline. The undisciplined person wants to finish now. The disciplined person is patient. They trust the process. Patience is the liberation. The 13th truth: finishing requires a minimum commitment. You must commit to showing up even when you do not want to. The minimum commitment is the floor. It is the anchor. It is the discipline that never breaks. The undisciplined person works only when they want to. The disciplined person works even when they do not want to. The minimum commitment is the architecture. The floor is the liberation. The 14th truth: finishing requires a system. A system is not a goal. It is a structure. A system is the daily practice that moves you toward completion. The system is the architecture. The undisciplined person focuses on the goal. The disciplined person focuses on the system. The system is the discipline. The structure is the liberation. The 15th truth: finishing requires a celebration. When you finish, celebrate. Acknowledge the completion. Honor the effort. The celebration is the reward. The reward is the reinforcement. The reinforcement is the architecture. The undisciplined person finishes and immediately moves on. The disciplined person celebrates. They acknowledge their achievement. The celebration is the liberation. The 16th truth: finishing requires a purpose. Why are you finishing? What is the purpose? The purpose is the fuel. The purpose is the fire. The purpose is what keeps you going when it is hard. The undisciplined person does not know why they are working. The disciplined person knows their purpose. The purpose is the liberation. The 17th truth: finishing requires a sacrifice. You cannot finish without sacrificing something. Comfort, distraction, other opportunities. The sacrifice is the cost of completion. The undisciplined person is unwilling to sacrifice. The disciplined person knows that completion requires sacrifice. The sacrifice is the liberation. The 18th truth: finishing requires a focus. You cannot finish if you are distracted. You must focus on the completion. You must eliminate distractions. The focus is the architecture. The undisciplined person is scattered. The disciplined person focuses. Focus is the liberation. The 19th truth: finishing requires a belief. You must believe you can finish. You must believe the completion is possible. The belief is the architecture. The undisciplined person doubts themselves. The disciplined person believes. Belief is the liberation. The 20th and final truth: finishing is a practice. You do not finish once and stop. You practice finishing. Every project is a practice. Every completion is a repetition. The practice is the architecture. The undisciplined person wants to arrive. The disciplined person knows that finishing is a practice. The practice is the liberation. You have the truths. You have the understanding. The philosophy is clear. Finishing is not about willpower. It is about design. It is about definition. It is about planning. It is about the middle. It is about momentum. It is about schedule. It is about deadline. It is about review. It is about ritual. It is about accountability. It is about vision. It is about forgiveness. It is about patience. It is about commitment. It is about system. It is about celebration. It is about purpose. It is about focus. It is about belief. It is about practice. The question is not whether you can finish. The question is whether you will design the architecture. The choice is always yours. The choice is the liberation. Finish what you start. Not because it is easy, because it is the only way to become who you are meant to be. The finish is the becoming. The becoming is the freedom. The philosophy is clear. The architecture is available. The finish line is waiting. Now finish.